to police, the gunman entered the Toyota dealership on Thursday before noon and shot Gallen. When police arrived, they shot and killed the suspect.
Active shooter at Toyota Berkeley. Where in Berkeley?
That was the 911 call made from inside the Toyota Service Center in Albany 2 months ago. Berkeley police released surveillance video Friday showing 24-year-old Lamar Walker inside the dealership, walking up to 24-year-old Alonna Gallen's desk, who worked at the business. According to police, Walker pulled out a handgun and shot Gallen, who he co-parented their 7-year-old son with.
Get out of line of sight of the building.
Police body camera footage was also released Friday. Officers rushing up a stairwell of the Toyota Service Center to the second floor where Gallen was shot and killed. Once upstairs, officers located Walker at the same desk and yelled for him to comply with police.
Hands up! Hands up!
A brief pause and then shots fired.
To die before my kids. I don't want to see none of my kids. I don't want any parent to have to ever go through this.
Show your face! Show your face, please, with sugar on top!
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, they say hell has no fury like a woman scorned, but I always say that hell has no fury like a broken-hearted, bitter man in his emotions. See, women are naturally emotional, and I feel that they can deal with it better than men, which is why a woman can go through the worst emotionally and still bounce back. Whether she's being cheated on, mentally and verbally abused, physically abused, some women just always bounce back. But when men are stuck dealing with their emotions, oftentimes when our heart is broken, we don't know how to deal with it, and it drives some of us crazy, literally. In return, we get results like the current circumstance we'll be speaking about today, where a man threw it all away and killed not only his ex-girlfriend, but the mother of his only child. Over the years, we started witnessing more and more instances where men are killing women they once shared a relationship with due to bitterness or just simply can't stand to see her move on and be happy, no longer caring about the man. When it comes to Alonna Gallen, unfortunately, she met her fate due to the father of her child being bitter and not being able to accept rejection when she was killed in front of her co-workers in the early morning of the day. Family and friends would describe Alonna as caring, loving, and her son being her main priority, while all she did was work to provide a great future for the both of them. Alonna Gallen's story is important because I feel a lot of women face the same troubles leading up to the same demise, but at that point, it's a little too late. So if we could bring awareness to Alonna's story and encourage anyone facing something like this to get help in the earlier stages, then it can avoid another life being lost due to domestic violence amongst relationships. Take this time to subscribe and hit the bell so you can stay updated whenever we drop content like this in the future. Now let's get into the story of Alonna Gallen. 24-year-old Alonna Gallen was a mother to a 7-year-old child by the name of King. She worked at the Toyota dealership for 3 years in Albany, California to provide for her and her son. Family and friends would state that all Alonna cared about was putting a smile on her son's face, and Alonna was King's best friend. King's father, whose name was Lamar Walker, co-parented with the young mother due to their relationship not being on good terms after they had their first child together. To paint the picture of a stable home for their son, they agreed to be cordial for the sake of their child, but Lamar would want more from Alonna. Alonna had enough and wanted nothing to do with Lamar relationship-wise, but Lamar couldn't fathom that she just didn't want to be with him anymore. Alonna's mom would suggest that Alonna stayed away from him as she would notice the troubles between the two and said that Lamar was reckless and pretty dangerous. Alonna tried keeping her distance, but Lamar would catch her at a place he knew she would be and no one else would be there to intervene, a job. Now on September 21st, 2023, Alonna would be at work as if it was any other work day, trying to get a few tasks done at her desk. Lamar would enter the dealership around 11:15 a.m., walking straight up to Alonna, where you could see on surveillance that they exchanged words. Shortly after a brief exchange, he reached into his pocket, pulled out a firearm, and began shooting, hitting Alonna a few times as she sat at the desk. This was definitely premeditated because surveillance shows that before he shot and killed Alonna the second time, he entered the dealership one time before that with a cup of coffee and exchanged words with Alonna then. That's when he would leave and return a second time with a firearm, and this time struck her after words was exchanged again. There's no telling what was said between the two, but a witness who was waiting in the lobby with her son says that she heard 3 gunshots go off and immediately ran outside of the dealership trying to flee from harm's way. Alonna's co-workers quickly called 911 and let them know that there was an active shooter on the premises who just shot and killed one of their co-workers.
Active shooter at Sh0t, Berkeley. Where in Berkeley?
Police would enter the dealership shortly after armed, looking for the suspect, and when he was spotted with a firearm, he was also shot and killed. Police says that upon entering the dealership, they would be met with gunfire first, in which that's when they proceeded to return fire, which struck and killed Lamar Walker. An investigation will be held to determine how everything played out with that, but we know that 9 times out of 10, if police are called to a crime scene and it's stated that a suspect is there already armed, usually the police aren't coming in there asking questions. The second they hear gunfire erupting or see a weapon, they're going to open fire quickly to ensure their own safety and the people around them. Due to both individuals being killed, law enforcement will never receive an accurate motive behind the reason Lamar will pull off such a brazen stunt and risk his own life in the process on the early morning of September 21st. An investigation was launched, but once again, little to no information was recovered because neither individual is here to tell their side of the story. Even if it is concluded that they were having troubles, it's already been known that they weren't together and was simply co-parenting. But the real question would be, what transpired between the two to the point where Lamar will go to the depths of taking the life of his child's mother so early in the day? Sources say that prior to the incident, Lamar wasn't even in California as he just returned from a trip he took to Atlanta. When he returned, that's when he would pull off this crazy stunt. But one may wonder, was his sole purpose in returning to California was to do exactly what he did or not? Alonna's mother spoke out against the Albany County Police, stating that they had no information concerning this case or motive behind the killing of her daughter, stating that she had to wait 6 hours outside of the police station before even learning that her daughter actually passed away.
I don't know. We don't have all the information.
Gallant said her daughter loved life, but said her priority was her son.
Her 7-year-old child doesn't have a mother or a father. Told him that his mom and his father was gone. He just laid his head back and said, no, they not. And after that, he's been crying. We all broke out crying. He's been seeing him cry. Everyone cry. Hard for me, hard for my family, of course, because she was very much loved by everyone. Everyone loved my daughter. And that her son, he's going to need therapy. I'm going to need therapy.
I'm going to be honest. I can understand the mother's frustration in a situation like this, where her child passed away and the police have no answers. However, I can't sit here and just act like the police are 100% at fault about this situation. Usually when an investigation happens, they do their due diligence with the individuals who were involved and come up with an end result for the family. But in this case, both of the individuals are deceased. So it's kind of hard to come up with a motive when there's no one here to give their side of the story, and it really isn't much of a paper trail or anything behind it neither. The only way it'll be possible is if a close friend or a relative may have knew what was going on and told law enforcement their side of the story based on what they was told by Alonna or Lamar. However, there's no friend or family member doing that, so it's tough. The only thing that seems to be clear to me is a situation where Lamar wanted to rekindle their relationship and Alonna just simply rejected him and he couldn't take it. Interesting enough, upon doing research, we found that a day before Alonna was killed on September 20th, 2023, Alonna would take to her Twitter account with some interesting posts that alludes to her being harassed and troubles with her child's father. She would say, quote, "My biggest regret is having a kid by the person I had a kid by, but that L is a lesson." Then in the next tweet, she would say, quote, I keep stopping myself from posting so much. Oh my God. Let me just change my number and leave it to God like I've been doing. So clearly something was happening to warrant her to post something like that. She stated she wanted to change her number. I'm assuming it's because the suspect kept calling and she wanted nothing to do with him, which is why she also stated that her biggest regret is having a kid with her child's father. Now also we found a woman who identifies herself as Alonna's sister, and she would take to social media to not only hint of Lamar's reckless behavior, but also call out the lack of protection from the co-workers that was present in the Toyota dealership. Alonna's sister would say, quote, "I love you so much, sis, heartbreak emoji. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. Your job, he knew we couldn't save you, and they, A-word, is grass for not protecting you. If we was anywhere else, you would have been protected and saved. I will never be okay. The only question I have for God is, will I see you?" Then in another tweet, she would say, quote, "I miss my sister so much. I wish I could have saved her from a B, N-word. She been saying acting hella creepy. But your job, sis, he knew we couldn't protect you there. That's why his flat-faced A-word knew how to do what the F he did." So judging from that post, the sister is pretty much saying that Alonna was aware of Lamar's behavior and said that lately he's been acting creepy. Now whatever that entails, maybe he been calling too much, harassing her, maybe he showed up to her job before, who knows? He just been doing things that she identified as being creepy. And lo and behold, this happened. Now she also stated that the reason he did what he did was because he knew that he couldn't get close to her anywhere else except for her job. And usually that's what attackers do, guys that abuse women, domestic violence cases. They know they can't get away with doing certain things at the home or anywhere where friends or family would be around. So they try to get their victims in like a secluded area where nobody's around, where it's just them or just nobody that they know is around, and then do what they do. And in this case, it was at her job. And I 100% agree with the sister, because I don't know if maybe they've done this before, but for a regular outsider to just be able to walk in that establishment and approach one of the employees with no one interacting or nobody saying anything, not once but twice, it is a little concerning. And I don't know if the family will be taking legal action, but it is a topic of discussion, as a big establishment such as Toyota will have no security and allow regular pedestrians to enter their establishment and harass their employees. It was way too easy for Lamar to carry out his plan, and if you pay attention to the video, none of the co-workers even budged when they seen the suspect walk in the dealership. So once again, I don't know if this happened before and everyone is used to it, or maybe they all knew Lamar and didn't think much to say anything to him because they knew that, that was the father of her child. But it's definitely a topic that needs to be addressed. Right? Now, another thing I would like to bring awareness to is after police dropped the video of the shootout between Lamar and them, or lack thereof, because it was more so them firing at him, but they described the body of Alonna being right next to Lamar when the cops shot and killed him as well. So possibly the mother may not be getting answers that she wanted, because maybe her daughter was also struck by the hail of bullets that was really intended for Lamar while police was shooting at him. Maybe Alonna was still alive, or maybe she could have had a chance at being rescued if she wasn't caught in the crossfire. Right? Now, this is all alleged. I'm not sure, but this is just a thought based on the position of his body and her body, as well as the bullet holes that was enlarged into the dealership's glass windows. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that, theory in the comments. Now, as far as their son King goes, the news said that he was placed into the orphanage. I'm not sure how true that is, because it seemed like Alonna had a lot of family and friends that cared about her and her son, but we don't know their full circumstance. On another note, imagine losing two parents in the blink of an eye, or just imagine your mom being killed by your father and having to grow up in the orphanage, as this became this 7-year-old's reality all in one day. Very unfortunate situation, man. And before ending this video, I would like to take this time to let it be known to all women and men who are experiencing domestic violence with their partners. It's not cool. It's not a sign that he or she loves you more or anything of that nature. If they feel it's okay to abuse you once, they'll do it twice, and it could lead to other things down the road. And in this case, it led to a situation where there's no coming back from. At the first sign of abuse from your partner, that should be a red flag and a clear indication to get out of there before things spiral out of control and get stuck in a situation you can't get yourself out of. Now, I hope this video was useful to some. Let me know what you think about this story in the comments below. Rest in peace to Alonna Gallon, and my condolences to the family and her son. Y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. I'm out.